Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Moeed Pirzada to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Moeed Pirzada's words. General Asim Munir made this statement during a dinner in Tampa, Florida, where the United States Central Command headquarters is located. He attended the farewell for General Michael Corella and also met Admiral Brad Cooper, the new Chief of the United States Navy. The Pakistani community in Tampa had organized this dinner for him. It was there that General Asim Munir made these comments warning Modi's government. There are also some pictures circulating that suggest that he met the current chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States, General Dunford, but it's not clear if these pictures are from this trip or a previous one. However, General Asim Munir's remarks show that he has a certain confidence. He believes that he can get away with it, because just in June he had a 2-hour lunch meeting with United States President Donald Trump, which was a unique incident in its own right. Before that, no sitting military officer had ever met the United States President in over 200 years of history. This week, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is facing political difficulties. Donald Trump has been consistently making negative comments about him. Last week, he even said that India's economy is dead in the water and imposed tariffs on India, saying that India's economy is dying. There's much debate about whether India's economy is really dead in the water, but there is certainly a consensus that Modi's foreign policy, along with that of Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar, is dead in the water. In this context, General Asim Munir's comments serve as a reminder of the difficult political situation both India and Pakistan are navigating. What are the implications of these comments for India-Pakistan relations? How will the global powers like America, Europe and the West react? What will be the effects on Pakistan's politics? I want to delve into these details and provide an analysis of these implications. But before I go into these details and analysis, let me remind you that if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, don't be stingy. Subscribe and turn on all notifications on YouTube and join my WhatsApp channel too. I'll provide the link in the comments section and description. First, we should look at how this information reached us. It came from one of India's most respected investigative journalists, Praveen Swami. Who is Praveen Swami? He is not to be confused with Praveen Soni, who many Pakistanis know. Praveen Soni is the founder and editor of Force magazine and a defense analyst, while Praveen Swami is an investigative journalist with no particular focus on defense issues. Praveen Swami completed his education at Cambridge University and King's College, London. He has worked with respected media outlets like the Daily Telegraph and has written for India's major publications, including Indian Express, The Hindu and News 18. He has authored several books, especially on Islamist movements and insurgencies, and is considered a credible journalist. I wish Pakistan had journalists of his caliber. In January 2018, Praveen Swami published an investigative piece titled India's Secret War, detailing how India's intelligence agencies, RAW and IB, trained Kulbhushan Jadhav, who was arrested in Pakistan using routes via Iran. This article caused a stir within India's establishment, as it later became part of Pakistan's argument at the International Court of Justice regarding Jadhav's case. Praveen Swami's credentials are significant in India, and he has been instrumental in bringing forward key issues in his investigative work. After discussing his background, let's return to the details shared by him in a 6.5-minute English video where he outlined the events that transpired in Tampa. He reported that during the dinner, attended by over 120 members of the Pakistani community, General Asim Munir made a direct threat to Modi's government. He said that Pakistan, as a nuclear power, would not sit idle if its existence were threatened. He claimed that if Pakistan's survival were at stake, the country would take half the world down with it. As per his remarks, if India constructs dams or restricts Pakistan's water supply, Pakistan would react strongly. He emphasized that Pakistan could destroy India's dams with missiles, and they have plenty of them. General Asim Munir's statements were bold. He referred to the Surah As-Saf from the Quran, reciting the 61st chapter, verse 4, which speaks about those who fight in the cause of Allah as a solid wall of defense. He used this verse to reinforce his point, suggesting that Pakistan's military would act like a solid wall if required to protect the nation's interests. It's worth noting that no video evidence of this dinner has surfaced because no cell phones or cameras were allowed at the event. However, Praveen Swami's team managed to reconstruct the entire dinner through notes taken by the attendees, including some Pakistanis who witnessed and recorded their observations. This investigation sheds light on the seriousness of General Asim Munir's words and their implications. Now let's dive into the political interpretation of these statements. It seems like General Asim Munir's threats, if examined politically, could be seen as dangerous and extreme. However, from a legal perspective, does India have any right to block Pakistan's water supply? Can India justify restricting Pakistan's agricultural and food security without triggering severe retaliation from Pakistan? This is an important question that needs to be addressed. While General Asim Munir's rhetoric is harsh, especially in the context of India-Pakistan relations, one must also consider the larger international dynamics at play. We are witnessing a shift in how world powers view the escalating tensions between India and Pakistan, and these statements could have significant repercussions in terms of international law, diplomacy, and regional security. I have been saying that I suspect it has something to do with Pakistan. Narendra Modi's government has not been able to establish any internationally acceptable, credible or believable case against Pakistan and Asim Munir. My own analysis, based on discussions with Kashmiri sources and Indian media, suggests that the resistance front has been active in the Pir Panjal mountain range for the last 3 years. It has ties to Pakistani intelligence. I had mentioned all of this to you before in previous discussions. So I believe that any terrorism that happened in Pahalgam has links to Pakistan and its politics. But at the same time, as an analyst, I also see that Narendra Modi's government has not been able to establish its case in front of the world. Under the circumstances, they claim they will build dams in Pakistan and stop its water. However, they lack any legitimacy in international law or recognition in this regard. Then a question arises in my mind: where does an act of war start? If India starts constructing dams on Pakistan's rivers, like the Indus and Sindh, does that mark the beginning of an act of war? Or does it begin when Pakistan's army, as General Asim Munir has threatened, decides to strike with missiles to destroy them? Where does the act of war begin? Does it start with missile attacks, or does it begin when Narendra Modi's government attempts to stop Pakistan's internationally recognized water rights under the treaty? As an analyst, I believe General Asim Munir is a strong critic, and I can see that General Munir, whether we like him or not, has proven that he is a powerful personality. He is strong and determined. When he sets his mind to something, he goes through with it. Some may even call him a psychopath or say he is too bold. Some may even call it madness, but General Asim Munir has demonstrated exceptional courage here. He has also shown intelligence. At a time when Narendra Modi is facing political challenges, General Munir has made a threat to Modi's government. Moreover, he understands that America and the Western establishment need him. So, this is a bold move, a daring one, and politically incorrect. A strong reaction is expected from India's powerful academic and think tank community in response. But in Narendra Modi's political struggles, General Asim Munir has added considerable pressure. It seems to me that Narendra Modi's foreign policy is in serious trouble. It is completely failing. Pakistan's foreign policy against India has also collapsed. The implications of this may be seen in the upcoming elections in Bihar and possibly in the 2029 elections, where Narendra Modi may face consequences, because General Asim Munir has called Narendra Modi's bluff. General Asim Munir didn't stop at threatening to destroy dams. In his address to his troops, he also talked about destroying India's industrial base. He gave the example of a tweet featuring Mukesh Ambani's picture. Now, Mukesh Ambani, for those who don't know, is one of the richest industrialists in India, managing the Reliance Group. General Munir's message was clear. Pakistan has the capability to destroy India's industrial base on its eastern coast, where there is a heavy concentration of industries. He claimed that Pakistan has the capacity to disrupt India's industrial sector all the way to the west as well. He also gave, well, a rather strange example. He said that India is like a shining Mercedes on a highway that can, like a Ferrari, speed ahead. Honestly, I don't know why he compared Mercedes with Ferrari, as they are two entirely different brands and vehicles, but the point he was making was that Pakistan is a gravel-laden truck. If this truck collides with a Ferrari or a Mercedes, we can imagine who would bear the brunt of the damage. This was his crude example. Furthermore, General Asim Munir has a philosophical viewpoint. He argues that everything Pakistan does, no matter how severe, it represents the land of Pakistan, which is like a mother to them. He used the example of the two states formed in history on the basis of Islam, the first being Medina and the second Pakistan. He said that if the people of Pakistan unite and walk in Allah's path, then Allah will bless Pakistan with wealth and prosperity, pointing toward minerals as a potential source of wealth. Now, I haven't had the chance to speak with any Pakistani military analysts or Indian defense analysts, nor have I received any reaction from the American or international think tanks on these statements yet. However, my analysis suggests that General Asim Munir, whether we like him or not, is operating with supreme confidence. He believes that America is on his side. He has put Narendra Modi's government in a difficult position, and after this, if Modi's government had any plans of building large dams on the Indus River to cut off Pakistan's water, General Munir has now made it almost impossible for them to follow through. The situation with Narendra Modi is now such that, as I mentioned in a previous post referring to a New York Times article, Modi seems to be in need of serious self-reflection. He tried to please President Xi in 2018 to 2019 and then later tried to charm Donald Trump. But neither of them was truly convinced by him. His foreign policy is in crisis, and General Asim Munir has successfully taken advantage of Modi's struggles. General Asim Munir has made his political position stronger in Pakistan. If we look at the larger picture, it seems that General Munir, with his political moves, has reshaped the political landscape in Pakistan. Some believe that he might now try to weaken the influence of the PMLN and give more prominence to the PPP, or even appoint someone like Mohsin Naqvi as Prime Minister. His increasing confidence suggests that he has plans to control Pakistan's politics more effectively. Now, it's crucial to note that the real issue in the conflict between India and Pakistan is not defense budgets. It's the investment both countries have made in stoking hatred between their peoples. I often meet ordinary Indians here in the United States, and I feel we could have much better relations. If a leadership emerged that could overcome this hatred, we could establish better ties. The real challenge is intellectual and political, to address the political issues, especially in Kashmir, in a way that reduces tensions. But if this path continues, it could lead to a very dangerous situation. In summary, General Asim Munir has added significant pressure to Narendra Modi's political challenges. He has made it much harder for Modi, and in the past 24 hours, his position in Pakistani politics has only grown stronger. Whether this will lead to political changes in Pakistan remains to be seen, but right now, Asim Munir appears to be in control. That wraps up our translation of Moeed Pirzada's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.